Good morning. Welcome to the YouTube replay. All my cards are like slightly to the right and I can't. I have to move them over to the center. Okay, there. Good morning. Welcome. We're going to get started here soon. I just have to shuffle some oracles. And then we're going to extend the obstacles removed reading. So if you feel like you've had something blocking you, if you feel like you have some kind of obstacle preventing you from not only coming into some kind of a partnership with somebody, but like in other areas in your life, financially or career-wise, good morning. We will be looking at that today. Just so you know, I will not be doing any free reading today. I'm actually in a position where I really need to ask for your help. So if you are wanting a reading, please go book one at the link in my profile and help me out because I am still behind. Some people did make some donations on Monday and I'm so grateful, but I'm still unable to pay the full amount of my car payment that was due on the 30th. And I, of course, have another one coming up in a few weeks. Plus, I have to go pick up my son in Massachusetts next week. And I'm currently looking for new jobs. So you may not be seeing me anymore come January because I don't think I'm going to keep doing this because I can't keep living like this. It's really, really frustrating. So please don't ask me for free things. I don't come to your job and ask you for free stuff. So thank you. I don't know. That's just, I can't today. Please, if you need something from me, it is $33 for a reading on my website. You can book one there privately. This isn't in and of itself is meant to give you insight today. So hopefully you can get what you need from this collective reading or any of the other hundreds of hours that I have donated at Tuned In Tarot YouTube. Go check it out there. And many blessings to you. All right, I'm just finishing up these oracle cards. I'm sorry if that comes off as kind of rude. I just feel like the expectation that I read personal free readings is, at this point, I can't tolerate it anymore. It's a weird thing. Okay, everybody. Good morning. Let's do this. Okay, so you might have already seen the beginning of the Obstacles Removed reading. I started it on my page, and we are going to look at masculine and feminine energy together instead of one at a time like I used to do, and especially because it's all related, because the way that I used to read this reading, it made it come off as if there was a feminine person with an obstacle and a masculine person with an obstacle, and that is not accurate. There is one person, you yourself, with two obstacles. You have an obstacle in your feminine energy, which is blocking you emotionally, creatively. You have an obstacle in your masculine energy, which is blocking you from taking action towards what it is that you desire to do emotionally or creatively. The way that this manifests for you plays out in your relationships. So whatever is blocking you from pursuing your passions, that is likely blocking your person from pursuing his emotional fulfillment through the relationship. So try not to think about this in terms of gender. Try to think about it as energy. I know it can be difficult because of the pronouns. I don't know a better way to talk about the duality that is involved. So we're just kind of at the mercy of our limited brains. But try to think bigger than just your relationship with someone. And the reason for that is because for as long as you feel that your person is this separate entity and that you aren't actually creating a reality where the masculine energy in your life is reflected back to you, you're going to keep experiencing the same things over and over again. You actually have to elevate above that belief that people around you are separate from you. They are not. They are actually you pushed out, right? So everybody that you're interacting with, they're showing you different beliefs that you have about the world, about yourself, and it's like a mirror that lets you see. You know, why do you check the mirror? Like, you check the mirror to see if your hair is in place, to see if your clothing matches, the colors match, to see if there's any smudge on your face, right? That's what the mirror is for, to check and see how you appear outwardly. Well, all the people in your life function as a mirror that shows you how you appear inward, like what is going on inside. That's reflected you back to you from all the people around you. There isn't an easy answer. There isn't an easy solution. There is not a magic button that's going to bring you into union with your person. There is not anything that, like, some magical divine intervention that's going to happen that's going to suddenly sweep away all of the things that you have to deal with inside of you so that you can be in this magic relationship where all of your dreams are coming true. That's for any tarot readers that make you feel that way or make you think that that's what's going to happen. That is feeding your ego. Your ego doesn't want to get uncomfortable. It doesn't want to get its hands dirty. It doesn't want to go into a place where it has never been before. And it takes discomfort. It takes work to energetically shift into a place where you are going to be able to see union inside and outside in regards to a person or in regards to coming into union with a thing that you like. Hi, Brooke. I'm doing okay. I'm still about $200 down, but I did get a little bit closer to my goal. So hopefully today I'll be able to make the rest that I need and then start earning for the next car payment that's due in 15 days. But thank you. A lot of people did step up, and I did get some readings booked. I have readings to do today. Two readings were booked for today. And so things are coming together. I will be okay, but I am frustrated and I'm just not going to do this anymore. I started looking at jobs already yesterday and was just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I just don't like living this way. It's not fair to me. I have a lot of skills, and I could probably be doing something else that I wouldn't have to be begging. So I'm probably just going to shift what I'm doing. But, I've been doing this for 3 years and it's been fun. There were a lot of circumstances that allowed me to live this way for a while, and I just don't want to keep doing it. So unfortunately, absorb as much as you can, because you're probably, I would guess by February, I won't be doing this job anymore. And it'll be nice to just kind of focus on my music and something else entirely. But I've learned a lot, and I'm going to continue to help you for as long as I haven't found a new place to go. Okay, let's see. We're going to start with the feminine. We looked already at the, if you saw the reading on TikTok, but I'm going to go over it again in case you didn't. We looked at the overall energy surrounding how she feels, where she feels blocked, etc. Hi, Texas honey. Welcome, everybody. So Divine Feminine's overall energy right now is interesting. We see this 9 of Cups energy, and we see somebody that's really enjoying themselves. They're relaxing. They're in this bathtub. It's like they have everything they need and they can finally relax. I cannot wait for this feeling. I know it's just a job interview away from me at some point. But so we just definitely see the Divine Feminine finally basking in this 9 of Cups energy and enjoying all of her wishes fulfilled. But we're looking at where she feels blocked, right? We're looking at how she feels in regards to something is blocked. So I can conclude then that she feels like she can't quite enjoy herself. Like she should have abundance, but she doesn't. Like there is something that is keeping her, something that is being withheld from her. She's not able to just relax. She isn't able to see all of the fruits coming to her. She's just waiting. I guess we are going to see that as the obstacle. So I know that because that was the bottom of the deck, but there is a sense that, everything she wishes for is just right there at her fingertips, but it's being withheld from her. That's her overall energy. The masculine's overall energy, we see for him surrounding where he is blocked in this 7 of Swords. So feeling this card's associated with deceit and trickery and trying to get away with something. I look at it a lot as avoiding making a decision because of the mental conflict you're experiencing in regards to making the decision, and sneaking away, things happening behind the scenes. This is where he's feeling like figure out how to do something. Now we're going to not only look at these two energies as separate, we're going to look at them as one person, one individual as well. So this could be your person is trying to figure out how to do something, trying to figure out how to get away with something, and you are feeling like something is being withheld from you. But if you look at it as from the perspective of your whole self, your masculine energy doesn't know what to do to grant the wishes you have regarding abundance or your dreams or prosperity or whatever it is that you are seeking. That's so relatable. It's like, I have this great thing, it works well for me, it feels good, but I can't figure out how to get it to be lucrative enough so that I can afford to live in an apartment, so that I can pay for, Christmas gifts for my son. Like, and it feels really overwhelming too. There's definitely a feeling of like, I can't figure this out. So that's how this works from your person. This is a collective reading, Nicolette, and I can't afford to give free readings. If you want a private reading, please go to the link in my profile. There is a reading for $33. You can ask that question. I will answer it for you. And if you did that, it would help me a lot because I am really struggling right now. So Divine Feminine, feeling like she can't quite taste the fruits of her abundance that are there. She doesn't know how to do it. The masculine part of self, I don't know how to grant these wishes. And then just like your person doesn't know how to express all these feelings, doesn't know how to grant the wishes that you have. That's how this all relates to each other. I keep seeing readers read for divine masculine and feminine, and I just wish that they would stop saying that. And I wish they would say, this is for feminine gendered people, in my opinion, and this is for masculine gendered people, in my opinion, because they're not reading the energy. They keep saying things like, oh, the divine feminine doesn't have to do anything or whatever. It's all the masculine energy. And I'm like, girl, that's yourself. Like, if your person isn't doing anything, you have to go into your life, you have to look at your life, and you have to be like, where do I feel overwhelmed and not sure how to do something? And so rather than doing it, I'm avoiding it. Because that is what the cards are talking about for you. And if you stop focusing on another person being in that situation in regards to you and focus on your own life and where you are acting like your person, that is where the healing is. That is what this journey is for. It is not for ending up in a, White House with black shutters and a picket fence, 2.5 kids in a car, so that you're with this person who you're going to be a power couple with until you die. That is the ego. That is all ego. And it has nothing to do with spiritual journey. Okay? Anything that results in like you getting a gold prize is not about your spiritual journey. It is a nice side effect in the material of having done work on yourself spiritually. But if you are approaching these readings and not doing any spiritual work yourself, and you think you're going to get what you desire and it's going to feel good and you're going to feel satisfied and fulfilled, you're going to be disappointed. And I don't want you to be disappointed. I want you to figure it out. So that's why I'm hammering this point home for you all. Let's look at the actual obstacle that needs to be released. By the way, I do have a version of this reading. If you are interested in booking it as a custom reading, it would be an hour-long reading probably, because it's pretty involved. But if you book a custom reading for 60 minutes and ask for obstacles removed, I can help you figure out what your personal obstacles are. And these are just the collective ones that, generally speaking, we're all sharing. Okay, so for the divine feminine, what's the obstacle? Waiting around, waiting for this masculine energy to stop side-eyeing his phone, pick it up and call. This is what's blocking you. Look what you could have. You could have all of this if you stop doing this, and you're not. You keep waiting, and you're very tricky. You're very tricky. Like you're very good at telling yourself, I'm not waiting. I'm doing this and that and this and the other thing. Now, you probably are doing some things that are helping to move you out of this waiting energy, but the core of the issue is that you are waiting for someone else to take action. Now, if you're going to come back with, does that mean I should reach out and contact my masculine? No, it does not. Because if that person wanted you to talk to them, they would be talking to you. So it is not about you not waiting for this person and for you to go do it yourself. It's about not waiting for that relationship with that person to be the thing that opens you up to your abundance. It's about letting go, surrendering how long this takes, and focusing on your own wish fulfillment, not waiting around for anything to happen, just going and doing. I know personally, I keep waiting. I keep waiting, not necessarily even just for my person, although that's definitely there in the background of being like, well, you know, I'm not doing anything else, so you know, if he reaches out, he reaches out. That's still waiting. Like, and it's not even that I want to go jump into any kind of relationship right now. I want to get my life together. I want to stop doing work that doesn't pay me. I want to stop living in my life the way I live in the relationship with my person, right? And it's uncomfortable. It's going to require that I do something I hate. I hate doing job applications so much. It's going to require that I let go of something I've been very attached to, which is doing tarot and, having this feeling that it was all going to become something that was going to finally give me consistent income. It doesn't. It's not doing that. It's been 3 years. It's not happening. Letting go of my ego's fixation on surviving instead of thriving. It's like, I shouldn't just be able to pay my car payment, okay? My car payment's expensive, but I should be able to pay 3 times my car payment each month. And I can't, because I don't stop doing the same thing. I keep waiting for this to take off. I keep waiting for me to be able to go live and have a bunch of people book readings, or have them book private readings, or have I can't keep doing that, right? So the divine feminine energy is blocked because she keeps waiting. That's all there is to it. There is really no way around that. And we're going to remove the block today, or give you the information you need to remove that block today. Where is the masculine blocked? The 9 of Pentacles in reverse we have for the masculine energy. Now, this can be somebody who's going out and having a lot of shallow sexual connections, or drinking a lot, or, any kind of substances, being very, very self-indulgent. And this is also this feeling of having been attached to a specific person and needing to let go of that specific person. Letting go of a specific person doesn't mean you stop loving them, because it's really, you can't stop loving somebody. It's just part of you. It just means accepting a life that doesn't include that person physically in your life. Now, if you are attached to one specific person from your past, the person that you are focused on is attached to a specific person from their past. And they might not know how to let go of that person, even if they've divorced that person, or maybe there's someone new that they've been attached to. It doesn't matter. But if you can't let go of somebody, they can't let go of somebody. Once you let go, once you're like, look, I don't care if this person is in my life. I really don't care. And you mean it, because there's times when you're like, I don't care if they're in my life. And in the back of your mind, you really do care, which is okay. It takes a while to sort of dissolve the ego's attachment to something. But for as long as you're holding on to this idea that they're going to come back to you, or your person is thinking that they can just come back whenever they want, or whatever, you're going to be in this holding pattern. Okay? So letting go. Now, it's funny because it's also letting go of some kind of independence. For me, this job has represented independence. I do not like working for other people. I'm not very fond of it. And so I'm stuck and not receiving any abundance because I'm holding on to something so that I can remain independent. But that is not serving me at this point. I do not have the self-discipline to manage my business in such a way, that I can do that. Like if I had more financial stability and I could pay people to help me do the things I'm not skilled at, my business would thrive. But rather than, you know, trying to create more income so that I could afford help to grow my business, I just keep trying to do it myself and failing. So it's like, it's hard to acknowledge these things. It's hard to embrace these things. But you have to do this work, or else, you know, you're not going to be able to get to where you want to go. Lindsay, I just made you a moderator there, so you have a moderator badge. Thank you, babes, for helping moderate. Okay, so let's look at where did this block originate? So where did this come from? It helps to know sometimes where something... Oh my God. I'm going to be sad doing a different job. That's all I'm going to say. 7 of Pentacles. Where does this obstacle of waiting come from? Waiting. Waiting for the masculine to come and apologize, waiting for him to come and speak to you, waiting for him to actually harvest the fruits of the abundance that would be there for the feminine. That's where this obstacle originates. And where does the obstacle of this 7 of Swords, not knowing how to do something... Oh, I'm sorry, not the obstacle of 7 of Swords. That was the overall energy. The obstacle is the 9 of Pentacles, you know, not being able to let go of something, being very attached, being self-indulgent. Where does that come from? Not taking care of yourself. 7 of Pentacles. Look at the block originates in the same place. This is the masculine. This is a card about tending to your garden, and it takes time, and then it grows, and then you can harvest the abundance. Okay, this is when it's in reverse, it's about not tending to your garden, not taking care of yourself. This is also a card about taking care. It's self-care card because it's actually kind of like this energy. Look at all the 9s and 7s we have too for the synchronicities. Just kind of astonishing. But we're seeing here that like this is, she's able to really care for herself. She's basking in this self-care. The 9 of Pentacles, when you're in the upright position with it, you are able to like indulge in things that make you feel good. When it's like this, you are indulging in things to numb yourself, and you are no longer taking care of yourself. So Divine Feminine, the block originates for you waiting for the masculine energy to take care of itself, to actually take the time and energy to grow something. So this is like, why am I not seeing financial abundance? Because I'm not doing the things in my masculine energy. I'm not taking the actions to grow that abundance. I'm not learning the skills I need. I'm not taking care of my finances. I'm just avoiding it. I'm just not looking at it. I'm just scared of it. I don't know how to do it. This is how you can apply these readings, not only just to your relationship, but to yourself, which is where the real healing is, okay? So the block originates in the exact same place. Divine Feminine's waiting. She knows how to take care of herself. She knows, so this is, you know how to tend to yourself, your emotions. Maybe you've done a lot of work on emotional reactivity and it's less of an issue for you. But you're not taking action in your life because you're waiting for somebody to come and talk to you. And for the masculine energy, he's not learned how to manage his emotions. He's also not really learned how to take care of himself, like physically either. There's this expectation, you know, if you end up in a relationship with a person like this, you're going to be scheduling their doctor's appointments. You're going to be asking them, like, you know, if they've eaten yet. You're going to be making sure they have balanced meals. Did you want to be a mom? You didn't want a partner? You didn't want a co-parent? You just want to be the parent and take care of a child? Are you going to be attracted to that child after you know, change its diaper for a couple of years? I don't think so. I think you're looking at a dynamic that's going to be really unattractive. Like, I don't want to have to remind you to do everything that I had to learn to do myself. Like, that's not my idea of a sexy relationship. So this is where the block is originating. Divine Feminine, you're waiting for the masculine to take care of himself. Divine Masculine, not taking care of himself. Okay. good. How is this block currently manifesting? So how are we experiencing this right now? Are you kidding me? The 9 of Pentacles for the Divine Feminine. So we had 9, 7, 9, 7, 7, 9. This card is a 12. But that's crazy. I don't even usually care about numbers. So, dang. Okay. So for the Divine Feminine, how this block is currently manifesting is you're single, you're independent, and you're having to take care of yourself, right? You are doing self-care. So this isn't a negative thing for the Divine Feminine, actually. Sometimes obstacles are detours in the right direction, right? They help us. So how has this obstacle manifested? It's actually shown Divine Feminine how to take care of herself, which the Divine Masculine doesn't know how to do. Do you see how beautifully these things come together? So in some ways, an obstacle that we chafe at, that we feel bad about, that upsets us, that makes us feel stuck, sometimes when we actually see the manifestation of that obstacle, it's positive. Your person not coming and telling you how they feel has caused you to become single and independent. It has caused you to tune into your own abundance. It has caused you to enjoy the rewards of your hard work, because you did all this hard work to try to get this person to acknowledge you, which you now don't do anymore. But you did all that work to have your glow up, to feel the power that you have, to be able to go from the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. That's what this obstacle has done for you. So if you can have gratitude for this obstacle, it's not all bad. Is it keeping you from receiving your full abundance? Yes, it is. Is that a bad thing right now? It turns out that it isn't a bad thing right now. Right now, you needed that time to feel yourself. And also, if you don't do this, how is the masculine going to know? Because that whole dynamic is like you come to these conclusions together. How is this playing out and manifesting for the Divine Masculine? Queen of Wands energy. So the masculine obstacle of being very attached to somebody and not being able to let them go, or being overly self-indulgent, it is causing them to look at the Divine Feminine energy as inspiring to him. He is seeing that Divine Feminine who during this time period where she's been waiting for him to take care of herself, he's seeing her glow up. He's seeing her ability to take care of herself, to tend to herself emotionally and materially, causing her to be very attractive, very powerful, very magnetic, very beautiful. To some extent, he may be feeling anger with himself at the situation, anger that he doesn't have the control that he wishes that he had over his self-indulgent behavior. But it's actually a positive thing. It's causing him to see the Divine Feminine in a positive light. It's causing him to value his creativity and his emotions, and to give them much more of a prominent seat in his life. So again, sometimes obstacles are exactly what we need to get to the point where we want to be. Not sometimes, always. We just have to figure out how to appreciate these obstacles. So what will help remove this obstacle? Divine Feminine, the 2 of Cups. Interesting. So what will help Divine Feminine remove this obstacle would be physically being in union with something that you love. So, or connecting, going out, dating, seeing other people perhaps. Because if you're waiting for somebody who's not coming, then you have to go see other people. You have to have romantic connection in your life if that is what you desire. Some people don't desire that, but if you desire that as part of your wish fulfillment, then you need to go experience other partnerships, because this person that you've been focused on, that you're waiting for, again, we described the relationship that it would be like with a person who doesn't know how to take care of themselves. It wouldn't be good. Your ego is insisting that's not true. Your ego it's pissed off. It's like, no, I know what survival feels like and I'm comfortable with it. And you're like, that's true. You can go have the same exact relationship that you've had over and over and over again. That's going to be very comfortable because the discomfort is something you're used to, right? I think it's not even true anymore that frogs don't notice when the water is boiling, but it's the idea that you gradually increase your tolerance to something that will kill you until it does, right? That's what your ego wants you to think is the best. Like, this is the devil, So it is the right one for you. But until that devil transforms itself, there is nothing pleasant about that relationship. It's not going to be this magic thing you think it's going to be. It's just not. It's not how things work. So Divine Feminine, you need to see other people or have a physical meetup, or this can even be friendships, going out with your friends and just meeting up with your friends, but having some kind of physical connection with somebody. It's also about physically coming into union with that thing that you desire. So if you really want to do something and you just keep thinking about it and dreaming about it and not doing what you love, like when I look for a job, I'm still going to look for things that I love to do. Like, I'm not going to just be like, oh, I'll just get any job. I'm still typing in music. I'm still typing in like psychic even. Like, I'm still typing in things that I love to do. I'm not going to just be like, well, I'll work at McDonald's or I'll work here. Like, I know that is not going to help me. That's definitely not going to help me. I'm still going to try to do something I love. So really trying to connect with something that you love in your life and do that in the physical is something that's going to help remove this block. Divine Masculine, what's going to help remove your block? The Sun in reverse. So what do we know about the Sun? In what ways can the Sun be problematic? Because the Sun card is, everybody's like, oh, it's the best card in the deck. It's the most auspicious card. It's so happy, etc., etc. This is about the energy of too good to be true, believing something is too good to be true, because obviously you can't stay in the sun all day, you'll get burned, right? So the sun isn't all good. Like, it actually has some really toxic elements in it that will hurt us, which is weird, right? But there is anything without sacrifice, right? There's always something. And this masculine is really having to release this idea that this connection with the divine feminine would be too good to be true. Or if he's stayed out too long in the sun and played too long and had too much fun and, like, this is a self-indulgent behavior. Like, just having a good time all the time, it turns out isn't a good time for you all the time, right? It definitely is gonna cause you pain eventually. And this is resisting enlightenment. So knowing that there is more, knowing that you have right now are troublesome or problematic, but resisting the enlightenment that is going to help you transform. Who or what should I release from my past to move on? Divine Feminine, the Fool. So a fear of taking risks. And quite honestly, whoever has not come and spoken to you, whoever has not followed through when they know you're a Queen of Wands, we can label that person a fool. That person who squandered what they had, that is a foolish person. Do you want a foolish person to make decisions in your life for you? Do you want to be in union with a fool who is going to squander his resources, take for granted everything he has, hesitate constantly in his life, refuse to trust that he would be supported? Does that sound like a good partner? Because it's not a good partner. It doesn't matter if you were connected, in metaphorical utero and the twin flame connection, blah, 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 bullshit, whatever. Not even that I don't believe in twin flame. I believe in the duality of masculine and feminine energy. But I refuse to accept that there is only one human being that you are supposed to be attached to in this lifetime. I just do not accept that. It's not part of my belief system. So releasing the part of yourself that would resist taking the leap and believing that you were fully supported. Releasing the part of you that would take for granted who you are and what you can do. Releasing the part of you that doesn't know anything about who you are. That's a huge part. Like, that's of being a fool. Like, releasing that. And in some cases, releasing the idea that there is going to be a new beginning with this person that you are attached to. If you can be like if you woke up and I said to you, or if you asked me today, will I be with my person tomorrow? And I pulled a card and said, no. And you're like, but will I be with them ever in this lifetime? And I pulled another card and said, no, you won't. You'll never be with this person. And you finally believed me. And you were like, okay, well, I guess I will have to do something else. After the grief, which you would have to process, you would have to figure out what your life actually looks like without this story. And believe me, I've had to do this before and it sucks. It's not a fun thing to do, and I give you a big energetic hug if you have to go through this. But once you can do that, little by little, you start to get used to the idea of what your life would be like without this person, and you can start to really get to the heart of what would actually bring you joy. The fact that there are 20,000 people out there who are clinging to somebody that is a fool, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I'm doing it too. It breaks my heart. Like, why would I wait for somebody? Why? You know who I am. Like, you come here every day. You see me. You know what I'm capable of. Can you imagine somebody just being like, yeah, it's not the right time for me to tell this person anything? It doesn't make sense. So releasing the part of yourself that's being very, very foolish about your own life and squandering it and taking it for granted, not appreciating who you are, and that version of the person in the real world that's doing that, and just being like, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that for 14 years. You don't. Like, that's just not okay. Like, and really letting go. What is the divine masculine? Who or what does the divine masculine need to release in order to move on? The wounded feminine in reverse. So one of the reasons the masculine doesn't know what to do or what to say is because he wounded the feminine. Now, in wounding the feminine, he hurt himself. He did not value his emotions. He did not value that part of himself that is open and receptive. He stayed in a victim mentality. Think people were doing everything to him. How often has the masculine energy blamed the feminine for how he feels? His own choices are why he feels the way he feels. His own actions are why he feels the way he feels. You cannot blame the divine feminine energy because you feel things. Your actions caused the uncomfortable feelings you have. That's not about the person. So he needs to release this. I victimized the feminine, and so I feel wounded, and I'm a victim because I victimized somebody. What are you talking about? Let that go. Yes, you took actions that hurt your own feelings and hurt someone else's feelings. Yes, you did that. But for as long as you hold on to the wounded feminine inside of yourself, you will not be able to figure out how to grant yourself your desires. You will not be able to figure out how to handle rewarding yourself in a way that's responsible, in taking care of yourself, in actually being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. What can I learn from this current pause? Divine Feminine, Knight of Cups. Opening up to give and receive love. There's not just one person on this card for the feminine. There's actually two individuals. there's the one that she's attached to. And then there's this other person who's kind of standing off to the side. And it's interesting because the one she's attached to is resting his hand here on top of this person. It's a really interesting gesture. It's like divine feminine, what stands between you and the person who would actually be capable of expressing love and open and helping you to receive love is your attachment to this other person. So that's what you're learning right now by being attached to this one person who frankly doesn't deserve my attachment at all. Not because they're not deserving of love. Everyone deserves love. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone does. Does every single friend you have in your life deserve to come to your wedding and be in your wedding party? Jesus Christ, could you imagine how many freaking maids of honor I would have if every single person in my life was deserved to be at my table? It would be a big fucking party. Like, not everybody deserves to be in the inner circle. It doesn't mean that the inner circle is above. It just means these are the people who put the same time and energy, who give and receive in the same way that I give and receive, okay? That is what you are learning right now from this current pause. How to actually receive love and give love. What is divine masculine learning from this current pause? How to stop being so, I want to say frivolous, not taking things seriously enough. Third-party energies that are standing between you and your ability to come into union. Not knowing how to really have fun in a way that's responsible, right? Because the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is all about doing things that are fun in a way that hurts you, in a way that burns you, right? Like, oh, was it fun to have a lot of shallow, meaningless sex? Was that fun? Does it feel good? Did it get you what you wanted? How about drinking all the time? Is that fun? Does it feel good? You know, people who are addicted to substances, the substance doesn't even have the effects that it had. You know, like I have been, financially, I just have not been supporting my own cannabis habit recently. But in the past, that I would have actually like scrambled to try to get some or whatever. And I just haven't been that way lately. It hasn't. I used to be a big part of my personality, but I think I've kind of processed that it was definitely a numbing behavior. It was helping me avoid a lot of things in my life. And I haven't really replaced it with anything other than like YouTube distance Reiki sessions, which, I mean, I guess that's better. But I really see that the masculine is learning that having a good time all of the time doesn't feel good, and not taking something very seriously when you should have taken something seriously. It just hurts you in the end. And so there is that energy learning that. And so to try to tie this back into the whole person example in my life, like I've been, you know, I really do need to, like I would say the wounded feminine in me is like really does not want to deal with the emotions that come from dealing with finances, or dealing with like asking for money or whatever. But I've had to acknowledge that I can't just have a good time all the time. I have to be uncomfortable. I have to take things seriously. And I can't be so self-indulgent. That's definitely something that I've been learning in my situation. So what can I look forward to once this obstacle is removed? No shit. The Empress. Once you can stop waiting for this person to contact you, or waiting for, you know, whatever it is, for me, waiting for donations, or waiting for people to book readings, or waiting for I don't know, for my situation to change somehow, just magically, without taking action or following inspired action. Once I can stop doing that, I can actually be an empress. And an empress definitely gets to feel like this, right? The empress is absolutely, she's experiencing all the abundance in the world. It's it comes from her. She doesn't have to get it from anywhere else because it literally comes from her. So there's no waiting for it. You step into your full feminine power, creativity, and abundance. And this is the wife and mother energy as well. So if that's, if you're ironically waiting for somebody to make you a wife and mother, letting go of this person allows you to become what it is you're waiting for, because this person isn't doing that. This person isn't transforming you into that. They're not asking you to step into that role. You have to step into that role yourself. So that's what you will receive if you remove this obstacle. Divine Masculine, the King of Cups in reverse. If the Divine Masculine can stop being self-indulgent, we're looking at like releasing the tendency. This is a king that has a tendency to drink. So this is definitely somebody with addiction issues, I would guess. Somebody who remains silent. This week's Divine Masculine love letter, which was not very popular, and it was not very popular at all because the Divine Masculine in it was like, I have to focus on my family, and there wasn't a whole lot in there about what he was going to do or what, like, how, the actions he was going to take. And so TikTok always fucks me also. I literally look up what is the best time to release my video, and I release it at that time, and then it just sits there with 0 views for 2 hours, and then it gets released like later in the day when it's not a good time. I don't understand why it happens, but it happens pretty much almost every time for the Divine Masculine love letter. It's really frustrating. But the King of Cups energy is in that that was the energy that was pulled this week for the love letter, and it was not a fun energy. If you missed it, I will give you a sense. So this is what the masculine would be releasing. Some of the things that were said in this letter was, I recognize that you have realized that sometimes the best thing we can do is walk away with our integrity intact and chalk it up to experience. Not everyone will be able to speak to our soul, and when things have become overly complicated or dramatic between us, you have embraced that it may not be worth your precious time and energy to keep going. This is a masculine who's accepting that. Who's like, yeah, I know, sometimes it just doesn't work out, and you realize that you could like go your own way. And while this deeply saddens me, I'm very devoted to my family, and I will do just about anything for them. And as I was writing this down, I was thinking, oh, am I not your family? Nope. The person who I am focused on does not consider me his family. And that hit me pretty hard when I was writing that. I was like, wait a minute. My Divine Masculine cares about his family. My Divine Masculine within me. And focuses on his family. And my person doesn't include me in his family. So he isn't actually, he's not my Divine Masculine then. My Divine Masculine would include me as part of his family. The person I'm focused on, it doesn't, okay? I haven't been budging, and no, that is no fun to live with. The fear of change and the unknown is fueling my stubbornness. I know that I need to make the first move to get the flow of communication going. It can be intense to be around me. I feel everything to the extremes and can find some rather powerful ways of dealing with my feelings, from drinking too much to isolation and becoming rather self-involved. Honoring my feelings is important, but I need to be aware of the level I am subjecting others to, especially you. So the Divine Masculine, if he were to stop being self-indulgent, he's being very self-indulgent in this energy. This letter was a lot about like knowing that he's the problem, and just sort of like the last part. There's been a lot of bad days recently, and I'm trying to focus on the positive things for us right now. Even on my worst day, I'll find moments of light, so I try to savor them. I'm being gentle with myself, and I know things will get better soon. Will they? Not if you keep avoiding things. So the Divine Masculine is releasing that energy that was in that letter. The energy of, I know I'm the problem, but I'm not doing anything to be the solution, right? That's what will be released for the masculine if he can overcome this obstacle. All right, let's get some insight into what will help us this week from the oracles. We have Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. Very, very significant message. Number 56. Thank you to everybody who's commenting here too. I'm when I'm channeling, sometimes I don't see everything that's in the comments until after, but I appreciate the interaction with the live. It's helpful to keeping the live in the FYP. So thank you so much. Are you expecting your dreams to weave themselves into reality? Are you stuck in the sticky web of weaving dreams but never following through? The thread of intention isn't enough to make dreams a reality unless you do your part in the weaving. Spider Spirit wants you to know that your plans will remain ephemeral unless you commit to being productive and industrious, for Spirit will not do it all for you. Magic needs to be instigated, so begin to make your dream a reality by taking action today. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? Can you release your limiting beliefs? Your dream is worthy of weaving. Today is a day to choose one small step toward your dream. Remember, Spirit is your weaving partner. You just have to be the first one to bring the thread to the loom. Then continue to do your part. Okay. So that's very, very interesting, right? I don't know how to weave my dreams. Okay, that's fine. But not knowing how to weave your dreams and not weaving your dreams, that's not the solution to not knowing how, right? The solution to not knowing what to do is to learn more information, ask for help, okay? That's a big one. Like if I'm looking for work, I have a whole, I always think to myself, when you get a job, in my experience, I've always gotten it through the people that I know. Like I've applied to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs and never get an interview. But I'm telling you what, when I apply to jobs, I am not going to put my full name on it. I'm going to put an abbreviation of my name that makes it look like a masculine name. I am not going to put a feminine name on there. I'm going to put a masculine looking name, and I want to see how many interviews I get. Because I got a feeling in my industry, because I'm an audio engineer and it's very difficult in the past for me to get interviews. I'm going to try it this way and we'll see what happens. But I always feel like it's about, somebody So somebody who's watching today or somebody who watches this on YouTube is like, oh, you're looking for work? Well, I have the perfect job for you, and contacts me. But I have to actively start seeking something that's going to suit me, that's going to really make financial sense, that's going to be in alignment with what I want to do. I can't just sit here and wait for it to happen, though. I need to, even if I believe that somebody's going to reach out to me, I still need to show my higher self that I'm willing to put in the time to get clarity about what I would like to do or what I would want to do. Good morning, Meg. I'm seeing you there. So taking inspired action is something that in order to receive inspiration, you do need to open yourself up to it, right? There isn't just going to be this magic wand that's going to be waved. And I got to tell you what, right now, being a witch, being magic, it's really trendy, right? There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of accounts on TikTok of people being a witch and everything. And magic's, everybody watched Harry Potter. Everybody loved those books. Everybody has always loved magic. But there is a side of magic that is never, ever, ever shown on TikTok or in all of your whimsical dreams about it. And that is that traditionally, magic requires blood sacrifice. Like, that is a big aspect of magic that you never see on TikTok. It's like very rare. There are some practitioners out there who will talk about it, but it is not something like, obviously I'm not going to go commit some animal sacrifices that's not how this witch rolls. I can't do that. But physical sacrifice and spiritual sacrifice, mental sacrifice, there has to be In order to receive, you have to balance the scales. There is the scales of justice, right? You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to receive everything just because I desire it. There's always a sacrifice. There's always a give and a take. So keep that in mind for, you know, being excited about being a magical person. It's like, okay, you have this gift or this skill, but there is a sacrifice involved there. The mindset that's going to help you this week is attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. So not freaking out so much when you're experiencing discomfort, when you're experiencing the heaviness of separation, when somebody gets angry, when you get angry, it's not a big deal. It's not something that you need to be like, oh God, all of my spiritual progress is not actually happening. Or I do that all the time. I'm an all or nothing person. It's a huge component of my personality. So I'm like, oh, I'm not recording music every day. Guess I'm not a musician. Like, you know, or like, it's not that way. You don't have to be all or nothing. And when you're experiencing attack and frustration and pain, it doesn't mean everything that you've done is doesn't really work and it's all bad now. That's not what it means. It's just a form of, like, you just need help. You need help with whatever it is that you're doing. So don't look at this current situation as, oh, I have to give up everything. I have to give up everything I wanted to do. I can never be with this person, because just know that what you're experiencing right now, the discomfort you're experiencing or that you may experience through this, it is just about needing help. If you need spiritual help, I'm there for you. I've been doing this for a long time. I will give you all the advice I have that you could personally need. If you want to work one-on-one with me, book a 15-minute free consultation and we'll figure it out. But just getting the help that you need. Okay. Today I pulled 2 seed and sickle oracles. The deck was out and I love this deck. So we're going to look first at Elder. This is number 34, and it is, it's because it came out in reverse, I'm using the Dusk guidebook. There are 2 guidebooks for seed and sickle, Dusk and Dawn. And I'll also read you the season that it's from. So this is representing, the way that I like to look at these cards, for those of you that like timing, I'm not a fan of timing, but for those of you that like timing, it gives you a sense of timing that may indicate some significance either of these messages or of, you know, something, an event in your life. This is fall energy, which we are at the end of the fall here. And the fall energy is the year is nearing completion and it's time to reap the rewards. The cycle of the seasons has seen us mature into adulthood. And although there's still some work to be done, now we are entering a period of abundance and prosperity, and it's time to celebrate. Fall is also a season of change. With their annual toil ended, plants are scattering their seeds, retreating back underground, or starting to change color and lose their leaves. The days, too, are growing shorter, a source of melancholy for some, though an indication of the natural order of things. This is the time for preservation and reconnection, to focus on our homes rather than our fields, and to share stories of our year's experiences with our communities. The knots in the elder tree are used by the German Waldgeister as doorways through the forest. A new opportunity for you, and only you, is coming into your life soon. But like the elder gateways, it may not be instantly recognizable. Only you will see it for what it is. So keep your eyes peeled for signs that seem particularly personal to you. Now, because this is the fall and this is the end of the fall, I feel that this part that's saying coming into your life soon, I feel like that means it's going to be here within the next few days, because the 21st is really the winter solstice. So I do think that there is going to be a new opportunity, something that's going to help you to be able to stop waiting if you have been in this waiting energy. And the warning here is it's not going to be instantly recognizable, which likely means that, you know, if your hopes are all up, that this is like, oh, this new opportunity is a new opportunity with my person. I wouldn't bank on that. I would bank on it being something that you wouldn't expect because it's not instantly recognizable. But just keep in mind that there is something new that's about to unfold so that you can really tap into that abundance. But I'm going to tell you, it's not going to come without action, right? Because that's what the spider spirit thing was about. You have to build the web. If you don't build the web, then, there's nothing to hold the abundance that's coming to you. So you need to be taking action. If you are not taking action in some way in your life, it is unlikely that you're going to see that unfold. And then we have the Bracken card from the Dawn guidebook. I'm seeing that ace energy with that hand that's there. And it is the card that we're going to read from. It's from the springtime. So this could suggest then that new energy that's coming in, because spring is the true beginning of our year, a time when the ground thaws and the first shoots of new growth begin to show. With the slowly lengthening days of warm sun and blue skies, it is the ideal time to set a new path for yourself. That may be a new project, a new hobby, or a big change in your life. Perhaps it's even time for a new outlook entirely after winter has held everything in stasis. Cards in the spring suit represent new beginnings, fresh starts, and the laying down of plans. They are transitional cards symbolizing the change from the dark, dormant months into a state of awakening and renewal. So this can indicate that something may happen for you in the spring, or that you may finally see fulfillment of something in the spring. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think it is more that new thing that is promised here from that Elder card, which is really the timing of like right now, it's going to offer some kind of new beginning or new opportunity. Bracken, a popular ingredient in many magical rituals, is fern seed, a mystical golden seed that appears when ferns magically flower at midnight on the summer solstice. The actual existence of fern seeds has never been proven, nor have ferns ever been seen to flower, but the magical reputation of the seed remains, as does the fern's mysterious secret. Take your cue from those who would wait an entire year for the seed's brief appearance. Exercising patience will benefit you most here. That one ingredient you need to succeed in your goal may not come immediately, but rushing after it will not get you anywhere. Okay, so combining these two things together, I do think that this new thing that's coming in, you need to have patience with it unfolding. Like it's not the kind of patience where you're waiting for someone to take action though. Look at how there's a hand on both of them. Just realizing there's a hand on both of these cards. That's very interesting because that's like that divine energy of the aces that are in the tarot, where something is being given to you. This new beginning that's coming, it's still going to take time to unfold, but it is not a time that it's not the way that you've been waiting, right? This isn't waiting like this is not the same way as waiting like this. Because waiting like this, she is growing something within her. She has to eat the right foods. She has to take care of her body. She has to protect herself from infection. She has to have boundaries up. She has to rest. She is preparing for this delightful birth that actually does require some pain, right? It does require some physical pain because of that law that if you want to have something beautiful, you have to have a sacrifice. And there is nothing more bloody than the sacrifice of the experience of labor and delivery. Believe me, they don't tell you that. I remember after I had my son and like they let me like go into the bathroom afterwards, I remember being terrified. I thought I was dying because there was so much blood. I was like, oh my God. And the nurse explained, she's like, when you're pregnant, your blood volume doubles. So you have twice the amount of blood in your body that you normally would have. So when you give birth, like that blood leaves your body. And I was like, it looks like a serial killer. It was so much blood. It was crazy. There is sacrifice that comes after you have waited. You have like the labor pains, but then you have something really, really amazing. And the whole reason that you experience pain is so that your body knows how to release, when to release. And so that thing that is going to be really annoying is precious to you. That thing that's going to be difficult to care for and require time and energy, it's worth it to you. You've worked hard for it to bring it into the world. And so you're not just gonna, the first time it won't sleep through the night, you're not like, do you want this? It's kind of annoying me, right? It's going to be something that is very precious to you. That's in the ideal situation. I know that doesn't always happen for every single mother who gives birth, but ideally you go through the pain and then it makes that thing so much more precious to you because it was so difficult to bring it into the world. So keep all of that in mind as you are weaving your dreams, which you are entitled to enjoy, by the way. Yes, short-term pain, long-term game. All right, everybody. That has been the obstacles removed reading, which I haven't done in a while, and I was kind of excited to do it. I'm gonna resurrect some of these spreads that I haven't done in a while. Probably on Friday, I will do the Empress and Emperor spreads, which are also known as the Release and Rebuild spread, which is very helpful. Take the next couple of days to process the obstacle that you have, and then we'll work on releasing and rebuilding from that. If there are any prayers who would like me to pull 2 cards for them, I will go ahead and do that now. If you want me to pull 2 cards for you on any question, you can subscribe to my channel. Subscribers receive readings whenever I see them on a live, if they want them. If you don't want them, that's okay. You don't have to get a reading. And if you want a deeper reading today, I cannot stay on for more than 20 minutes. So if you do want a reading, you'll have to book it at the link in my profile. Any readings that are under an hour long, those are pre-recorded, so you don't have to worry about the exact time of the reading, because I will go ahead and send it to you, so you don't have to meet up at that time, in other words. But if you do book an hour-long reading with me and you want it to be one-on-one like this, where you can actually talk to me, you do have to choose a time that will work for you on the schedule. If for some reason there isn't a time, you can send an email. If you have 15 minutes during one of the times available that we could talk about when is the best time for you to set aside an hour, then you can book a 15-minute free consultation to try to schedule something, and we'll get you sorted out. All right, so I'm seeing, let's see, we got Jindy with a card. Do you have a question today, Jindy? And we've got Lindsay, what the hell do I need to do? And a general for Texas, honey. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so Jindy, just let me know if you have a question. I'll go ahead and shuffle for you right now. And then we'll get Lindsay and Texas, honey. No question? Okay, perfect. Let's just do a general then. Also, this reading will be available later. If you didn't see the whole thing, I'm going to post it to YouTube. That King of Cups won't go away. And the Wheel of Fortune coming out. So we went in on the King of Cups today. The King of Cups was in reverse for the Divine Masculine as what he has to look forward to. So if he can release that obstacle, he can stop worrying, being a person who avoids conflict. He can express, he can open up. And the Wheel of Fortune being about this divine timings and things, it being a good time and change. So I like that they've chosen to portray this King of Cups as this dragon, because the King of Cups, it's really complex, like really good, kind, loving person, but ultimately, very much just a person who's avoidant, and it becomes kind of a dragon issue. Have a good day, Meg. Good to see you. So I'm really seeing this as needing to change some aspects of emotional unavailability or avoidant behavior. So if you find yourself avoiding expressing emotions or people pleasing, taking care of others instead of taking care of yourself, you're really wanting to change some of those aspects. It can also be, the Wheel of Fortune is a 10, which is a completion for me, and it can be the turn of the wheel. It's like time to change who you're focused on. If you're focused on somebody who's emotionally available, like taking your focus off of that energy. And it can also be surrendering to the divine timing that's in the situation. But this doesn't look like an overly friendly kind of an energy. It looks like something that is scary. So my feeling is like maybe afraid of emotional availability is something that needs to change or be worked on. And I think it's interesting because there's a web in this image, and we don't always see a web in a Wheel of Fortune, and we had the Spider Spirit Oracle coming out. So making your dreams real. If we're dreaming about being with somebody and they're not saying anything, I think a lot of times when we think making our dreams real, that means like we have to try to get them to say something. But I think it's actually, we need to change who we're dreaming about. We need to dream about somebody. Like when you go and imagine somebody or a partner, a person that's right for you, start imagining not your person, but a version of them, or not even of them, but like a person who's like incredibly emotionally available, knows how to say how they feel, and changing how you think about masculine energy, I think, is a big one. All right, Lindsay, I think you were next, and you were like, what the hell do I do? What do I need to do? All right, let's get Lindsay's. What the hell do I need to do? Question answered here. What the hell does Lindsay need to do? Oh, that's so interesting. I'm going to pull one more card because that was, I feel like that was one position. Oh, yep. All right, so here's what happened. This card fell out, and then I noticed this card laying like this, and I didn't even see it come out at the same time, but I think it did, and it was like kind of off to the side. It was interesting. So we're getting the Page of Coins, which came out with the Nine of Wands. This is Baba Yaga tale. This is the Tarot of the Divine, so they have all these stories on them. I only know some of the stories. And the Page of Coins for you is like a small gesture, starting small, going one step at a time. This being transverse for me is showing me that it's like on its way to completion. So a 9 is in and of itself where you are almost there. So it's like there's only like a few little things left that you need to do to get to your Ace of Cups here. And you're like, what the hell do I need to do? This is about healing deep childhood wounds. And I feel like this is just this encouragement for you that's like there's just only a little bit left to clear out to be able to open up to fully receive this kind of offer of love. And it looks like this looks really scary to me. So if there's anything that you would consider like really scares you the most in your healing journey, some kind of a relationship from your past or an event that happened to you in your past that is maybe really traumatic and you kind of want to avoid looking at it. It's like that's the last little bit of work that needs to be done, and you will receive all that you've been pouring into others. You will see that being poured into your cup. So I would kind of do a little digging. You might know already what I'm talking about. You do know what it is? Okay. So that's the little bit that's left. That's just requires a little bit of healing. Dude, I've been doing Reiki distance healing sessions, ASMR Reiki. I have a couple of favorite practitioners who actually, I'm going to shout them out right now so that people use them. So you can go check their accounts out. Let's see. The Lune Innate, so the LUNEI and then INNATE, like all caps, the Lune Innate. She's got a really good ASMR Reiki. Where's my girl? I love her. Where is she? Oh, Tip of the Moon. Aura cleanse stuff, ASMR Reiki. She's amazing too. So Tip of the Moon, super great. There's a couple more, but those are my top two. And I basically, what I do, I like ASMR Reiki. You don't have to do ASMR Reiki. I just like ASMR, so I type that in. But I'll type whatever issue I'm having. Like last night, I was feeling self-loathing for some reason. So I literally typed in ASMR Reiki self-hate and or self-loathing, and a bunch of readings came up. So whatever issue it is, type that in and start there. Start with a Reiki session like that, where you're just you don't have to do anything except receive the energy and just rest. And I think it's just a good place to start, and it gets things working. So try that. You're welcome, Lindsay. Thanks for being here and being a subscriber. I really appreciate you. Okay, then we have, was Texas Honey, right? Yep, you just wanted a general energy. Okay, any other subscribers? Now's your last chance. I've got just a few more minutes before I have to go to a meeting. The meeting is exciting. It is about, the event on January 7th. Tickets are on sale. For members, I did send you a link. There's 30 seats available. It's $100, and it's going to be a full day with me from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. We're going to hang out. We're going to do a bunch of cool activities. There's going to be some self-care stuff. There's going to be, if you guys know Lady Luna, she's designed a body scrub for us to make at home. My friend who's also helping me with the design, she's going to help you transform a part of your space, your living space before the event, so you can create a little sanctuary to feel like you've kind of escaped through the day. We're going to assign you a room number so that you put the room number on your door and visualize that you're at a spa retreat. It's going to be really fun. I've designed a menu with 3 different tracks, so I'm trying to help hit just pretty much somebody who wants to expend a lot of energy cooking, somebody who doesn't want to do anything, and somebody who's just kind of want to explore their childhood foods because they want to learn what passions they want to pursue now. It's really going to be fun. So if you're interested in that, take advantage. Click the events link on my website and you'll find a description of it right there. Okay, Texas Honey. You got the Devil and you got the 4 of Wands. So I'm feeling there is still this fear or anxiety about twin stuff, about coming into union, about being able to see a fully committed, healthy, stable relationship. There could also just be still an addiction or an obsession with this happening. There could be, I think it's really just more fear and anxiety and just the ego kind of telling the story that's not super helpful. So working on releasing anxiety about having that healthy, stable relationship, about finding the person who is the one, about it having to be perfect. There's an aspect of 11:11 that's like this perfection, right? And a lot of the content that we've consumed over the last few years has given us this false sense that the twin is our perfect match. And it might not even be that, you're concerned with the twin so much, but just that idea that there is some kind of a perfect match, or that there has to be this perfection. It turns out when you make something perfect, humans don't trust it. That's what they discovered when they started making robots look like humans. They had to create flaws in the robots in order for humans to trust it. Otherwise, they were just ew, this is too good to be true and I don't trust it. And we also get bored and we don't like it. So not needing perfection, I think, in relationship is going to be something that's helpful. Not needing for you yourself to be the perfect partner. I love that the new guy is simple and easy. And so, okay, that's the fear that like, it's too easy. It's too perfect. That's so funny. Just knowing that this is not real. This is an illusion. That's what the devil represents, right? It's fear, and it's fear based on thoughts that are not real issues, you know? So that is definitely just something to face your fears and anxieties about. If something is simple and easy, it might be because you were so used to it being so hard before. Yeah, I would be shocked if I had an easy time in a relationship. I there's no shame there. I think I would be like, okay, what is wrong? Like, why? Because I have not had that. So I think I would just be like, is this for real? But just really resisting that desire to make it more complicated than it needs to be. You know, knowing that like in the beginning, things are usually simple and easy to a certain extent, or can be simple and easy, but there may be aspects that kind of crop up that will indicate that it's not perfect, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. And just letting it be. I don't know how I want to say that. Just let it be. Let it be. Beatles style. Yep, waiting for something bad to happen. You don't have to wait for anything bad to happen. I just saw the 9 of Swords. So it's all in your head. It's all in your mind. Like, you can just enjoy it. Yes. Yeah. See, that's a really profound thing to say. Lindsay saying, wait, you mean all my prayers were answered, all boxes got checked? Like, isn't it interesting that when that does happen, that we could push it away? And acknowledging that there might be a fear and pushing it away, it's a really good way to prevent yourself from doing that. Like, often we ask for something that we want, and then when we get it, we fumble it because we don't really feel like it's possible for us. And I'm not saying you're going to fumble it. In fact, getting this reading today and getting this insight today is probably going to help you not to fumble it. But that's a very common thing that happens, is when we do get really something good, we tend to second guess it. We tend to feel like we don't deserve it still, and we will do things to protect ourselves from the pain of losing something we don't feel like we should have received. So, good thing to be kind of recognizing that is just fear, and it is ironically the thing that has kept it from happening for so long. And now you're actually having this physical experience of it where you get to face it and be like, you know, I just need to let this be good. Because the truth is, if this unfolds and something that I don't want to happen starts to happen, I'm still going to be okay. I'm still, like, that's what you learn on the twin flame journey. Trust in yourself. Trust in your connection to the divine. Trust that all the obstacles that come are detours in the right direction. Trust that you can handle any situation. I don't know why, but the dream that I had last night, it keeps flashing back to me this entire time that I've been doing this reading, from the beginning to the end. It must have been really significant, but in the dream, I was moving into a new space that had been inhabited by someone else, and they told me that I could keep any of the things in it that I wanted, or I could get rid of any of the things there that I wanted. And so I was going through this process of like deciding what I wanted to keep from my old life in this new place and replacing the things that were in that home. And it was like, it was an interesting sensation. I don't know, but that just keeps coming back to me. I just wanted to say it because it'll be recorded and I'll remember later. Let me see what she said. Guys just show up with a P and they think everything is awesome. True. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I have a meeting in 3 minutes, so I have to let you go. If you want a reading, I will be back tomorrow. I think I'm probably going to come back around noon for the reading, and then maybe later that evening, 7 to 8. And then on Friday, I don't know on Friday. I'm going to play it by ear. Sorry, I don't do free questions. Have a great day. Take care, everybody, and I will see you this weekend. Also the reading is available Tuned in Tarot YouTube. If you didn't get to see the whole thing, it will be available there later this evening. Bye everybody, take care.